What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bricks and Toys. Today, we are walking down the path of toys. You know what? I figured I would throw in one more bonus episode for August. I didn't upload too much this month, and honestly, guys, I plan on uploading maybe a third of what I normally did before I did the move. I need to be looking for jobs and doing things to take care of my family until this becomes more lucrative. And then I can see about upping a filming schedule once this becomes my sustainable living. Anyway, guys, like I said, here's an extra video for August about toys. Now, if you guys are long-term supporters of the channel, you guys will know I love to tell stories, because I believe everything has a story. And that's what this car in front of me has, is a story. Now, to you guys are looking at this going, that looks like the most ugliest, busted-ass RC car or whatever it is I have ever seen. And you know what? You would be right. That's exactly what this is. But what you guys don't know is this ugly RC car is my childhood. Well, not my whole childhood, but a damn good part of it. And a lot of really good freaking memories. I come from a very traumatic childhood, and so when there's something that brings in some good memories, I latch on to those. And I was lucky enough to get this back 2 years ago. This is a car that was in my family about 25-ish years ago. Yeah, when I was like 8 or 9, maybe 10. Yeah. I played with this when I was almost the same age, if not the same age, as my eldest daughter. And it came back 2 years ago, and there was 2 of these. One really broken, the other one not so broken. My brother and I, we split them. Since my brother held on to him, he got the one that was in good shape, and I got the one in bad shape, just to see what I could do with it. And I made it worse. That's what I did. Now, like I said, I used to play with these with my brother and my dad. These came from Radio Shack. I think we may have bought these from a flea market, or we got them in some type of auction. That's what we were into back in those days. This is back when yard sales and flea markets were not cheap Chinese crap from, Wish.com. This is back when people actually took their old junk to be sold. And that's just the kind of stuff that you would find back then from a good flea market or yard sale or a storage auction. And that's where we got these from. Now, this is part of some lineup in the 90s from Radio Shack called the Street Sprinter series. There was Street Sprinter 2. I think Street Sprinter 1 was a blue Camaro with a yellow hood and racing stickers. That's what this is. Or was. And then there was a Street Sprinter 2, which was an all blue that had big chunky side pipes coming out of the side and racing stickers. This thing is obviously nowhere near that original condition. So throughout the years of this thing just being beat to hell by kids and, typical 80s, 90s plastic, I'm going to say 90s plastic, it didn't fare well. But this was the entryway into me getting into RC. I never really looked at RC cars. I loved building cars with my dad. I loved my Hot Wheels. But then when we started getting into this was like, okay, I'm going to get into this. And this right here, throughout my entire life, because this went away for a long period of time. Parents divorced, trauma, you guys get the point. This went away for a long period of time, and I'm going to get into this a little bit later with some other cars that I have over here, but this started an itch to want to have something with a radio control that just hauls ass. I mean, as you can tell, my brother and I, we put this to work. Now, when I got this car back 2 years ago, it was missing a battery, it was missing the knob off of the controller. Get to that in a second. The batteries in the controller were dead, and the rear suspension was busted with no spring, and one of the bushings over here was broken, and we had a loose control arm on this wheel, not the one that's broken. I put the battery in it, I took it for a few spins, and I was like, wow, this is really freaking cool. I really want to get back into RC, but right now the money's just not right. I mean, is money ever right? Honestly, no. So, this, it kind of made me wonder, do I just fix it? But then you know what happened? I got distracted. I unplugged the battery, I put it away, and then I moved here, and then when I moved here, I had a guy look at it, one of the movers, and he said, that is the coolest thing I have ever seen. And I was like, yeah, I had since I was like 8 or 9, whatever. And then it kind of set in on me like, that moving guy was right. I need to go and dig that back up. At first, it went into my storage shed here, but then I went to storage, cleaned up my storage, and I took it out. Upon taking it out, I plugged the battery back in. I got the controller to kind of work, and I took it out for a spin last night, and, I did that to it. So the good thing is, it still hauls ass. Now, how did the wheel get broken off on it last night when I decided to try to see if I actually wanted to get replacement parts to get it fixed? Well, like I said, the steering was broken on the controller. And when I went to steer it, the stick that I had stuck in it, the stick stuck. And the wheel went full throttle over and, it hit a curb and blew out the suspension. And at that particular point, I texted my brother and I said, she's done. I don't think I can come back from this. But we are going to come back from this in a later video. This video is just an introduction about RC cars, my experience, and what we're going to be doing on the channel with these guys. Anyway, I got back. I ended up ordering something to get this fixed. I'll tell you about that here in a second. I took the controller apart. I took the same stick that I was using that got stuck, and put the car into a wall. And I took the controller apart, and I ended up epoxying with 2-part epoxy the stick in the hole. Now I got the controller to work, which is good. So now I got a working controller, but I still got a broken car. So what am I going to do with this? Well, if you guys take a look, it's really damaged. It's really ugly. It's really damaged. But this ugliness is my childhood. That sounds kind of funny, doesn't it? So the paint job on this once was pretty okay. It was done really well, but just not prepared right. Because at that time, I was 10. My brother was 12, 13-ish at that time. My brother, he painted this car. He sanded it down, and he did a candy apple red with a darker candy apple red racing stripes down the middle. And this paint job, I remember when we did it together, and it's very, very special to me. So even though that the replacement parts that are coming, even though that is a better looking car, this body will go on to the replacement parts. And by replacement parts, I mean a whole new chassis. So my plan is to take this ugly body that reminds me of my brother, my childhood, and we're going to take the body, we're going to take it off, just like so. I already got the screws out. Come on, you did it last night. So we're going to take the body off, and we're going to save this. Unfortunately, for this, there's nothing that can be done. You see, one word, everybody, children. That's what's wrong with this car. My brother and I, we went in and out of this thing so much for God knows whatever reason. You know how kids are in their imaginations, that we lost things, we did things that we just cannot come back from. Last night alone, I was poking at this and I was taking it apart. And you know what I realized? This cover that I'm trying to get off right now, it has one screw left in it. We lost all of the surrounding screws for this cover, which I think is just this one. The two in the back are held in by the body. But since we lost the screws for it, we just doused the whole thing in super glue. So under here is a logic board, controlling board, whatever you want to call it. IC board, there's a name for it. URC guys, drop it down below. Anyway, we just glued it. Real smart. Here is that back spring that I said is missing. Well, the spring's missing, But what did we do to try to fix it before it snapped off from the mounting point right there? We super glued the shock. So no wonder this broke. All you got to do is hit a bump with no cushion and it explodes it. That's probably how we lost the bushing for the rear end right here. See how that moves? So there's nothing I can do to fix this. When you look at the bottom of it, you can see this is the control arm that was broken. I swore last night I was going to break it here because you can see it's not right. But no, I blew up the whole metal spindle that goes on there and somehow bent the steering rod. But when you look at the steering rod that goes into the wheel, it's already bent. So my guess is this thing probably already took a prior hit, fractured the metal, and all it took was me hitting the wall last night, and that's all she wrote. So that is the story of this car. This was the first RC car that I ever had experience with. I loved it. It created an itch, and I tried to scratch it, and yeah, that's how it wound up for me during testing. But like I said, I have ordered parts, and the parts I've ordered is a whole brand new car with no controller, well, brand new to me, with no controller, no battery, still missing the battery cover. The only thing that it has that I don't have is a fully functioning back suspension bushings, wheel control arms, and all of that. So I'm hoping to take this, set it aside for what is good on it that I may need down the line, and put the body onto the new, and see where that goes. But if this video does well, I will make a video about touching back in on this car and getting it running again. If not, well, this will be the last time you hear about this car. So now, that does it for me discussing the entry. Now let's see the ways I've scratched this itch throughout the years. So the year is 2016, and I'm working for a computer repair company, and my boss, he told me a little secret that at that time there was a program through Amazon that you could get free product if you just write a good review about it. And I went and I checked it out, and there was nothing I really wanted to try other than maybe, I think it was a belt, and this car right here. Now this is a alkaline powered battery Lamborghini Uranus. You guys know what I'm talking about. I actually think I have a Lego version of it right over here. This thing was really fun because my itch was starting to die out, but then I saw that I could get a car for free that just needed some batteries. I was like, hell yeah, why not try it? And then my itch came back. I played with this all throughout my apartment. I think I took it outside a few times. I chased my cats with it. You know, it had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it still does work, but it does not steer. I hit something really hard with it, and that is all she wrote. I don't have the heart to get rid of it because, you know, just like with the Camaro, these all mean something within a timeline of my love for RC cars. Because RC cars goes to my childhood. Lego doesn't go to my childhood, but these do. So I can get the wheels to steer to the right a little bit, but I can't get it to go to the left all that good. Oh no, I can't get it to go to the right. So when I try to go right, the car does not want to go. Up there. Whoa. So as you can see there, yeah, it doesn't want to do it. And then it wants us to go off the thing. But I can go left just fine, but I can't go right. Something with the spindle broke on this, and it's done. That is the first adult RC car that I got back into, that reignited the itch. So where did I go from this point? Well, from this point, I went back to the Camaro because between 2016 and 2022, I didn't do shit. I just worked, had anxiety disorder, and I just survived. And then I just let the itch just be an itch. And then in 2022, I got the Camaro, and that brought the itch back, because then it reminded me of when I played with it as a kid. So what did I do? Well, let me show you. Because I could not get that Camaro to work properly, nor was I willing to take the time to find parts for it at that time, I bought this. Now this is a Hex Mods lithium-ion rechargeable drift car. I think it's lithium-ion. You don't have access to the batteries. It charges through a micro USB, at least the car portion does. The controller itself takes 3 AAA batteries. You can put stickers on these. You can customize them. I don't remember all the accessories that this thing came with, but it came with quite a few. It does have headlights, taillights, and this thing was actually a lot of fun. It is a strictly indoors car. It does a lot of drifting. That's what it's made to do. But this was a lot of fun, and I actually had a lot of fun taking this thing around and playing with it. One of the things that I liked about this, like the higher end RC cars, it did have a somewhat lightweight body held in by pins. So I thought that was really cool. 4 pins, body comes off. That's how you can access the charging port. I'm going to insert a clip right here of me playing with it and showing you guys as it is still fully functional. So as this is the only running car, I figured I would throw in a clip here just to let you guys see the drift power. Or just crash it a lot. See, this is the problem with this car. It does not have enough room in a little apartment. That's why we got to get something bigger for this channel to go outside and play with. Let's see if I can get one good drift in here for you guys. Or just hit the camera. For a car that's made to slide around, I will say, slide around, it does do. And I think I just killed it. Nope, it's back. So with that, back to the video, guys. So I held on to this one for, well, forever. I mean, I still have it. It still works great. This was a part of the Ivar shelving decoration when I first started Bricks and Toys, and I actually had some room to put cars on it. This was in the backdrop of some of my earlier videos. But then I went and I got another RC car that's nowhere near as good as this that you guys may actually remember. Let's go get it. For you early subscribers of my Idiocracy, you guys may recognize this $20 battery-powered, alkaline battery-powered Lamborghini SV. Murcielago? I think it's a Murcielago. Something like that. That I jumped in my mom's swimming pool. This is what the intro would have looked like. That was exciting. Not. So, does it live? Clearly not. Maybe turning it on and off again? Nope. That's all she wrote, boys. That's all she wrote. So, there's one last update on this segment of video. There's always been a theory, because I work in electronics. If you just water damage a device, can you take it out, soak it in all the appropriate solutions, and save it? Well, I did that experiment just off the hair of my brain, and this is the answer. It frickin' lives, everybody. I don't know why I did it. I did it on an early video a very, very long time ago when I first started the channel, so I guess maybe a year and a half, but you know, it feels like forever ago. And I thought it would be really fun. And then, as a side project, I thought, let's take it apart and let's see if I can clean out all the water and prevent corrosion and see if I can get it to actually work again after jumping it into the 6 feet end of the pool. And surprise, it actually did. And I'm here to show you guys, over a year later, it still works. It's quite remarkable that the corrosion never set in and actually ruined this cheap little car. So, yeah, that was really fun. So what comes up after this? Well, you know what? I come to Sacramento. Sacramento has one thing on Las Vegas that some cities just can't provide, and that's the desire to be outside. Sacramento gives you a desire to be outside. You don't feel like you're being chased by a sandworm through the desert in the movie Beetlejuice. You are comfortable. The weather goes down to 70s at night during the summer, sometimes 80s. This depends on how hot it is. But there's trees, there's shade. It's so nice. So I started going out with my kids at night and walking around. And so I got an RC car for that, and that's what almost brings us to the end of this video. For all you F1 fans out there, you know I'm definitely an F1 fan. You all know it. Dun, 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 dun. Max Verstappen. This car is awesome. Not the best. All of you RC people, you probably listen to me in this video going, what the f is wrong with this guy? This guy does not know shit. And you know what? You are right. I don't know shit, and I'm not trying to sound like I do. I actually take a huge pride in being inexperienced. That's why I started doing Legos, because I like to be challenged. But I got this from Costco for $30. $30 for basically a model F1 car. Downsides, it doesn't take 10 volts. Thus, it's not that fast. Also, it comes with sticker sheets. It's got a lot of decals printed, but then it comes with stickers. It's kind of like a Lego set. It's mostly done, but you know, you can do it more. I enjoyed walking outside with my kids in this car a few times before I set it on fire. You see, guys, Bricks and Toys doesn't know what he's doing. He never claims to actually know what he's doing. He's not afraid to tell you guys he doesn't know what he's doing. He finds great pride in that. And I tried to put a 10-volt battery in this car to make it faster. I mean, come on, guys, it's an F1 car. It should haul ass, right? No. The logic board, IC board, whatever it's called, could not handle the 10 volts, and I set it on fire. And that's what takes us into the final RC car that I'm going to be unboxing today in this video. This is its battery that it comes with. It's a NiCad or nickel metal hydride, 4.8 volt. Basically, it's 4 AA sized nickel metal hydride batteries, 600 mAh. You know, the key here is 4.8 volts. And when I broke the Camaro, I figured let's take the battery out of the Camaro and let's stick it in this car. The connector, even though it's smaller, fits into this connector, and it works. This is a 9.6 nickel metal hydride, 200 mAh battery pack, so it's a little bit higher in capacity, double the voltage. It's still nickel metal hydride. I thought it's the same technology, maybe it would work, maybe double the voltage wouldn't be so bad. And I plugged it in, and then I instantly smelled burning, and I knew that she's done. Now, I do have replacement parts ordered on this. This car is not very high-tech. I already took the screws out of it. It just has a little board that goes right here and a few plugs. A lot of people criticize this car because it's very slow, which it is, but it really got me wanting something that would haul ass. Now, before I show you what is the official itch scratcher and the beginning of end of all RC cars that I have ever owned, I want to show you the fire damage on this, and then we'll get into the unboxing of this video. So right here, I have the little control board. If you turn it around, you will see a chip right there. See if I can get it to focus. Yeah, that's burnt. So I got a replacement one of these coming, but it got so hot, you can see a little sizzle mark in the plastic. So after 20 minutes of talking, here we are at right here, right now. What does all of these stories accumulate to? What does it all mean? Well, I'm going to show you guys. There comes a point in time when you got to stop buying $20 RC cars and not expecting the result, then you buy a $30 one because it has a bigger battery that's rechargeable, then you set it on fire trying to give it more power, or you dig up your childhood RC car just to smack it into a wall and rip the wheel off. There comes a time when you just gotta stop with the bull crap and just settle down and buy yourself a entry-level RC car. And after a ton of research, that's what I have done here. Now, I'm not going to get into the full unboxing. I just want to show you what I bought, and then we'll pick up on another video of actually going into the box and discussing what this actually fully is in detail. But today, I just wanted to finish out this video by unboxing this after telling you the story about me and RC cars. Because every new book needs an introduction to what the hell are we about to get into. And, well, you guys know my story. Now, we're going to see where we're going to go with this on the channel. Tape, 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 tape. There we go. Out. Here I have what's called the omni-terminator mini 1/10 scale RC truck. It's brushless motor. It's got alloy suspension parts. It has I don't even know what it all has. This has almost as much stuff in it to take apart, modify, customize as an actual car. I cannot tell you anything really about this other than everybody loves it. You can get it next day on Amazon, and it's under $200. They have replacement parts for this car through their Amazon store. This is not a Amazon cheap Chinese car that you buy it, it breaks, and you're screwed. You can buy almost every single part for this car, like a Traxxas, through their Amazon store. Is it a Chinese brand or whatever? Yeah, it's not Traxxas, but people are loving it like a Traxxas, and there is a lot of support. So in the next video, we're going to unbox this together. We're going to begin a new book here on Bricks and Toys. We've tried Hot Wheels, we've tried Funko, we succeeded with Lego. Now, let's do this a little bit. We're going to be doing a ton of Lego. Do not worry. Lego content is still on schedule, but I figured we can do this to fill in between schedule because I cannot afford to make a video every other day. So I can do Lego every 4 days, and then every other video can be maybe about RC. We'll see, guys. With that, everybody, I just want to say if you guys want to support the channel, there's 2 ways to do so. Right down below, you guys can hit the thank you button. When you guys hit that, you guys can leave a small donation. Helps fund the Lego hobby. Equally as important, you guys can just hit that subscribe button and follow along with everything that we do here. Like I said, we're mostly Lego, but we do dabble a little bit in Funko, a little bit in Hot Wheels, maybe a little bit in RC. We'll see how this video does. And as usual, like and share the video with your friends. Comment your thoughts down below. Is there anything that I should know as a entry-level RC guy who really wants to get into the sport? You see here in Sacramento, there is tracks that you can take these on with jumps. I look forward to getting involved. There's lots of hobby stores, unlike Vegas, that I look forward to going to and learning. So let me know if there's anything that I should know as a new hobbyist that's now getting serious. Drop your comments down below with that. I would appreciate it. Up next on the channel, we're going to unbox this set. I hope you guys tune in. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to my story. You all have an excellent one, and I hope to hear from you guys.